all ready?
We're ready.
Okay, cool. Right, hi everyone. Good afternoon. My name's Nima. I'm the Publisher Development Manager here at Rakuten Advertising Sydney. For those of you who joined last time, welcome back again. For those of you who are new to the hot seat, welcome. So essentially what we do here is we sit down with one of our publishers every month. We talk all things affiliate whilst dousing our lunch in progressively hotter hot sauces. So it's a super simple concept. Each of us have 5 wins each. There's 5 hot sauces, 5 questions. As we go through the questions, the hot sauces essentially get hotter. And today I'm joined by Jess and Harrison. Now I know that a lot of you on the call are probably familiar with Raiz and these faces, but I'll probably just hand it over to you guys first, just to intro yourselves and a bit about Raiz.
Cool. I'm Jess and I look after all of the partnerships here at Raiz. So a majority of them fall under our Raiz Rewards program, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with, but those that aren't, it's essentially kind of like cashback, but instead of cash, we use the commission from the brands to purchase shares on our customers' behalf and invest it back into their Raiz account. And over to Harrison.
I'm Harrison and I work with growth and marketing at Raiz. So I'm focused on acquiring customers, getting the best value customers on board, also looking at the marketing, so all the emails we send, all the comms, but I also have a bit of a background in data. So I have a big hand in all the data we have and sharing that with management and making it sort of palpable for everyone to use.
Cool. And in terms, if you were to rate your spice tolerance from 1 to 5, where do you guys sit on the scale?
We're opposites.
Yeah, we're complete opposites, which is why we're both here. So I literally probably minus 100 is my tolerance. It's it's non-existent really. I can't chili at all. But Harrison,
I'd like to say 4, but just to make myself not look silly, I'll say 3.
He actually carries us around and puts.
There we go.
Yeah, I'll say 3.5.
Okay, 3.5. I think you should default to 4, but fine. I'm probably sat about a 3. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. But before we start, I'll give the guys a quick rundown. So we've changed it up slightly this time. So 1, 2, and 3 are slightly more spicy. And to give you guys context, whoever's new, Tabasco sits at around 10,000 Scovilles on the Scoville scale. So first source, Small Axe by Bronx Green. So this is the least spiciest at 5,500. We then go to Fiji Fire, which jumps to nearly 15,000. We then have Zombie Apocalypse. So this is a bit of a jump. This is up to 100,000 Scovilles. And then 4 and 5 are what we had last time on the first. So there's Cully's Water at 112. And then last but not least, we go all the way up to 680,000 Scovilles with Hellfire's Fearless Source. So we're going from about 5,500 up to 680,000. So that's the range of spice that we're working with. And before we do get into it, I just want to let everyone know that you can head over to Slido. So sly.do, www.sly.do. The conference password is hot seat Raiz. So what we'll do at the very end, we'll take a quick Q&A, maybe a couple of questions. So during the interview, anything that the guys are talking about, any of the content, you have any questions or any questions you want to put forward anyway that you have in mind, feel free to submit on Slido. And then at the end of the interview, the guys will send me through some questions. But yeah, we may as well get into the first one. If you guys want to
cool.
All right.
Prep this and start eating. Yeah, they're big. You may, definitely break them in half or rip whatever you can off.
Oh. Okay.
First couple should be fine. I say that. This is a new technique you've got. Okay, so guys, Raiz obviously is all about rewarding customers a percentage of their sale back into their chosen investment share portfolio. Now you even offer into superannuation funds. So when COVID first hit, obviously globally shares, stocks and investments crashed across most markets and most regions. At the time, given in perspective in Australia, what did you see from Raiz users? Were they trying to capitalize on low market share costs or the unknown conditions? Kind of what was the engagement and insight you got from Raiz users at that time?
Sure. So I think we have had time. So we started in 2016 and we have had dips and times where the market has definitely tested our customer base. And at that point, it's all about comms and it's all about talking to our customers through their investment journey and showing this is part of investing, this is part of the market. I guess it's not like super where you just lock it away, and even though your super might go up and down, you never look at it, where Raiz is on your phone, you're always looking at it. So people do get a bit worried. So I think when it first started, and there was those first, I think it was February 20 high and then down to a March 20 low. That very first drop off, maybe first 2 weeks, users were worried, but they didn't leave or can't close their accounts in the way that maybe we thought we would. But maybe that's because we've done this education over the years of, you know, just sticking to your goals and the Raiz philosophy of small amounts over a long period of time. But then when it sort of hit the bottom and the government looked like they were getting on top of it, and obviously a lot of fiscal spending and a lot more cash was pumped into the system, and we've seen huge interest from new customers and from old customers all trying to get onto that investing bandwagon, which is hopefully they stick around, and it's really good to see.
Nice. I know you guys obviously keep your audience informed, like I said, educated. You can't exactly give financial advice, right? But I get your subscription emails, so I see the content that goes out and what you guys talk about. But on the other foot, in terms of partners, Jess, what did you kind of see from advertisers over the past few months? Are they being as engaged? Are they wanting to do more? Are they cautious because you guys are involved in finance? What's the general consensus?
Yeah, I mean, it sort of changed depending on kind of the brand itself. I'm sure you're all aware that some brands, you know, unfortunately had to pause the partnership, which is unfortunate, or some had to lower the commission. But we were able to, you know, accommodate to that like quite flexibly, and like, you know, we've seen now a lot of brands either relaunch or increase their commission back to what it was. But interestingly, like customers have actually been quite engaged anyway. We have seen that in terms of like the amount of transactions coming through, it's actually remains like quite consistent. But the one difference that we have seen is the actual order value, which is decreased slightly. But I think that just, you know, it shows that people are still purchasing, but maybe aren't, you know, buying that extra thing that they would have maybe been more likely to before, just being a little bit more price conscious. But it kind of works well because obviously we are like a reward system. So our customers more than ever are looking for like those little incentives. And even if it's just like a few dollars back into their account, it's really meaningful. At this time, we've seen even like just as an example of like online sales and how like people have sort of changed their spending habits, like after-pay transactions were like up like 30% month on month, like around like, in like March, April, May. I've checked for June and it has still increased slightly, but it's slowly starting to drop off. So I think people's financial situations have changed, and that's really affected like how they're spending. Yeah,
there's a lot of unknown, isn't there, like in terms of job security and everything else with unemployment being so high. But we saw the same trends. We spoke about this last time. That AOV has been hit, I think, across the APAC region. And then, you know, it's hit certain verticals like luxury and fashion, maybe slightly more than other verticals. But yeah, I think we're kind of seeing the same trends. And obviously shops have now opened, which is a nice segue to question 2. So how was source 1, Jess?
Look, it was like tingling a bit, but it was tolerable. And I know it's just only going to get worse from here. So,
Harrison, how was it?
It was actually a little bit spicier than I thought, because I don't know, I just thought it would be number 1 would be quite good.
Right. Well, source 2 is the Fiji fire. So this is 14,500. So 3 times the potency.
Maybe I shouldn't have. Oh, Jess has done the same.
Maybe I should like. Oh, it doesn't even matter.
You'll be fine.
So I think on the third ones, we'll
So we wanted to touch on online to offline, also known in the industry as O2O. Obviously, Raiz have a great online to offline offering for advertisers who have physical stores in the Australian high street. And in a nutshell, for anyone watching, what is O2O? How does it work? And then perhaps if you guys could detail some of your USPs, what you do differently, and how your offering may slightly differ in the market.
Yeah, sure. So I mean, we started Raiz Rewards in maybe the very end of 2017. Yeah. And it was initially, it's just easy, obviously, as everyone knows, to track shopping and track transactions when they're online. people when they're in store, it's harder to get merchant information and bank transaction data, but it's just a lot easier to go online. So since day dot, we've piled on lots of online Raiz Reward partners, which has been great, but we really have always wanted to get the whole shopping experience and get the in-store as well, so that if someone, is going to the, point of sale, which is, down on Pitt Street Mall, you can actually just still get your reward. So it was always in the pipeline, and we started, really working on it last year, and then unfortunately COVID did slow things down. But we did officially launch last week, which was super exciting. We had our first two, which Jess been working very hard.
Both Rakuten partners, so off to a good start.
Very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else you want to add?
Well, yeah, I mean, in terms of like the setup, it's just super simple. So in order to use the Raiz app, our customers have linked their bank accounts already. So we kind of already had this data, but we wanted to make sure that the brands felt comfortable and we can show incrementality. So the reason why our devs are working so hard is because we wanted to get the activation button built. So a customer has to actually go into the app, actually click to activate the in-store offer. There's no additional steps, which is, like traditionally at point of sale, you either have to like scan a barcode or provide a coupon. So it kind of like makes it like fun and exciting, but it kind of happens in the background. But at least, they're consciously making the decision to activate it. And yeah, essentially we just want to be able to accommodate to brands across both channels, because customers are multi-channel shoppers.
Sure.
And just sort of like assist with their KPIs. So when we actually did a test last year, the brand wanted to get in front of lapsed or new customers. So once we launched, we were able to push out like a push notification to using our transactional data to anyone that had shopped with them but not in the past 6 months, or customers that had shopped at list of competitors but not them. So it just really helps assist with their in-store KPIs or get in front of particular stores. We can target by postcode. So if there's like, I don't know, the store in the city that needs more foot traffic at the time, or in some suburban areas. So
how targeted can we get? How targeted can we get in terms of?
Yeah, we are uniquely, really targeted, because we are in a really unique position where, going back onto no additional steps, but starting the show, we are lucky that we have the same technology that we use for the roundups, which is what we're famous for. You go for your coffee, round up to nearest dollar, it gets invested. That same technology is the one that gets used for the O2O. And I mean, you've got all the, where was I going?
Okay. Well, yeah. Anyway, in terms of the steps, it's just so easy to turn on because we've got that data already and it's all like stored and encrypted. So our customers already given us that data and they've given us, the ability to access it. So, and then just by activating it, it's like super easy.
Yeah, and we can get down to location, down to down to the date, down to what store, competitors, all that sort of stuff. So it's very
nice, very targeted. So I guess if there are clients who potentially don't work in the O2O space yet, how important do you feel that O2O strategy, building that into an overall affiliate strategy, how important do you think that is right now, especially with like stores reopening in New South Wales and the majority of the country?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I feel like when we initially wanted to launch this, it was really customer driven. Like our customers were like, please, can we have it? And now that it has actually launched, we've already had so many positive comments, like on social and directly. They're super excited about it. But yeah, I think it's important to remember that customers are multi-channel shoppers, and at a time like this, originally, going in store was the sort of traditional way to shop, and then e-com really sort of made its mark, but people were still shopping in store. And then because of COVID, people were then more inclined to shop online. So people's sort of behaviors are shifting, and we just need to make sure that we're catering for every kind of shopper. And as shops are reopening, it's great that restrictions are easing, but then you've got Melbourne who's gone into lockdown again. So we just need to sort of like play it by ear, but also just make sure that we're available across
sure.
To be able.
Have you guys been on like the high streets and shops have reopened?
Well, we're like in the city, so like the city is literally empty. Still the trains are empty.
Getting
like
a little bit more busy, but
yeah, and there's still stuff that's closed. But like that's slowly going to start reopening again, and we just want to be able to assist with brands.
I mean, everything's uncertain, so we're just ready to provide what we can.
Yeah. I went to the city a couple of weeks ago, and they were checking temperatures at certain stores, but when you go in, it was just as busy as a regular Saturday. So yeah, people are going back.
Still getting back to normal in some areas, I think, which is good
stuff.
Yeah.
Source 2 okay?
Yeah, that was fine.
Okay.
That was cool.
It was okay. Yeah.
This is next.
So the next one is actually a bit of a step up. So the Zombie Apocalypse by Torchblazer is about 100,000 Scoville. So this is where it starts to get fairly hotter. But you guys can dig in, make the most of it.
See, my mouth is already like burning, so it's just going to make it burning more. All right.
A tactical sip on the milkshake before you start, or just straight after.
Yeah, maybe I should do that. Oh yeah.
Okay, so last time we got a lot of questions through the Q&A, which we didn't have time to answer, but there was a lot of questions from clients and partners talk about incrementality, adding value to their programs during these tough times and unknown market conditions. With that in mind, what success stories and campaigns have you seen in the past 4 months?
You might have to read out that second half of the question again.
Let me put milkshake.
I'll give you time.
Sorry.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Take your time.
Okay.
Is it that bad?
For me, yes.
Yeah.
My mouth is on fire. My tongue is like tingling. Okay, I need a milkshake.
Yeah, it's more like a sudden pain. It's a different kind of
my
stuff,
God.
right? I know it's bad. And with incrementality and adding value, and obviously everything that's happened in the past few months, have you guys got any recent success stories with partners, or anything that's worked really well, something which you weren't expecting to work well, or areas of the business which have really performed strongly?
Yeah, so I think at a time like this, affiliate's actually like a really cool channel to be working with, because brands are only paying out when the customer actually converts. So in terms of like spend, like it's pretty good ROI. But at the end of the day, like our customers, we've got like a large database of what I would say are quite high quality customers. You know, not everyone's going to hand over their bank account details. So there's a lot of trust there, and we just want to make sure that we're, giving them value back, like with the brands that we do work with. In terms of like exciting stuff that we've done, this was kind of coincidental, but it just sort of happened at the right time. In around March, we actually launched Raiz Energy, which it was just, it ended up being perfect timing. So you're able to compare with like all the big energy providers in Australia and get a reward back into your account. And yeah, it just worked really well. We set up a in-app message which was like triggered based on when someone actually pays their energy bill, which is really cool because it's like front of mind. You might feel like, oh, that was a bit much, and actually want to compare. And yeah, it's worked really well. I mean, because people are working
it's
from home.
It's a good amount back as well.
Yeah, it's a decent reward. So it was like looking into, obviously, like people are in that mindset of wanting to cut costs, and if you're working from home, like your bill is going to be a lot higher as normal. And then plus with that triggered in-app message using our data, it's just worked really, really well. In terms of like campaigns, a lot of the brands we've worked with have like changed the messaging or the particular products that they're pushing. So obviously, like, at a little bit, I don't know, it could still be happening now, but at the time it was like, gym wear, lounge wear, like that sort of thing. Books, like people have more time on their hands or at home. But yeah, it's been really interesting, and it's just, you kind of don't really know what's sort of going to happen next, but we're just going to ride it out and just, my mouth is still on fire.
I know, mine is well, I'm struggling, I know.
But yeah, we just sort of want to be able to work with brands where we can, and I think, and I'm going to repeat myself here, but like the transactional data has really, really helped, especially for brands that have maybe kind of needed to alter who they're getting in front of, or try different audiences. It's just worked quite well.
Yeah. And the system is the same with the Raiz Energy, where we can basically target people who they've just had that transaction at an energy bill, but that can also be applied to anything that shows up on your bank statement. So if we'll go to Coles, then someone shops at Coles, then it'll show up.
Exactly.
Or even like based off interest as well. So like obviously like gyms closed, so we could target people with gym memberships previously who might be interested in home activewear or those sort of products.
So are the targeting capabilities open up for partners who don't have a physical store, who only have an online store as well?
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
So essentially they can just, like you said, utilize that data and test where needs be and kind of do some in-app pushes and try new things,
Yeah, exactly. So pretty much the possibilities really are endless when it comes to targeting, just depending on like who you want to get in front of really. So we can do like the normal demographics, like, gender, age, income, location, but then that partnered with, interests and actual transactional data. Competitors is probably the most popular one that people ask for. But it just works really well because it cuts out like people who aren't going to be interested, and you can serve your sort of message to those that are most likely going to be interested based on their spending habits. So
people like it. Talk with wallets. So
exactly.
100%, definitely. Is there any key learnings you've taken away from the past 6 months at all? Is there anything where you thought, okay, we may have not been doing that, or we should definitely move forward doing this? Anything at all?
I think probably the main thing is just looking after the partnerships and like the actual placements. I think in the past I had the mentality of like, we can book in advance, like that's great, so we can kind of like just have it all sort of hand out. But lately I've been finding like brands are sort of like to me, hey, this is happening because like the environment's just constantly changing, and I've just sort of been able to be like, okay, cool, like let's do this. So I think definitely just shorter kind of like turnarounds has definitely sort of helped for both of us.
It's been busy, hasn't it?
It has been really busy, but at the same time, like we're just being really understanding that like situations are changing, and like something else might happen, or we just need to be able to like cater to like this sort of changing.
You have to adapt, and you have to adapt to. Also get hotter, right? You have to adapt also.
Yes. Exactly right.
That was really hot. I don't know, Harrison, if we want to or both of you guys try and do source 4 and not touch any milkshakes, water until source 5. To be fair, you guys are doing really well.
Right? I'm not trying.
I'll
you can try that.
I'm going to put a fair bit on this time. You guys feel free, because this is the 4th one now. So the fourth question, 4th source. Now we're back onto the old sources, so 4 and 5. So Cully's water. It's a bit hotter than Zombie Apocalypse. It sits at 112,000 Scovilles.
Oh no.
So feel free to prep. They start to get thicker, don't they, when they get hotter? Like it's more pasty.
I'm nervous. I don't want to do it.
Okay.
My nose is still burning from the last one, and this is just going to make it burn even more.
Just no rush at all. Take it easy.
Add chicken in there. More chicken, less spicy.
This one doesn't have that much chicken on it.
All right. So you guys have recently launched a partnership with a finance app called Bundle, which now allows Raiz users to sign up through that app. What is Bundle? What do the guys do? And do we want to just get a quick overview on the value add to the Raiz consumer?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, we're all about saving and investing, and we did want to find a partner which was going to be more on the spending side. And we met with Flexi, who is the parent company to the Bundle product.
Yeah. And
Bundle basically is we thought would be a really good fit for Raiz, because you basically have the ability to. It's not like an Afterpay or a Zip Money where you're going to online at the Iconic, or you're going in store and you're finding that really nice but expensive pair of shoes that you probably shouldn't, and then you want to pay in X amount of weeks. Buy now, pay later is more. Buy now, pay later is more. I mean, the Bundle app is more about 2 weeks, and it's just your everyday spending. So it's your groceries, it's you go to the pub, whatever it is. But it's that everyday spending that's interest free over 2 weeks. You bundle that up, and then you can pay it off. And you can pay it off with because it's actually still considered a merchant. You can pay it off with no extra fees like your credit card or your actual afterpay account or your debit card or your Raiz account, whatever you like.
Yeah.
And I guess the way we've built it so far is it's so easy. Like it just shows up in the Raiz app. You go through. You do have to download the bundle app, but all in all, it takes about 5 minutes or less, and then you'll get a digital card in your wallet straight away with an approved. With an approved amount, and then you can just start spending straight away the card.
You get a physical card as well?
No, you don't get a physical card. I think you can request one, but you just get your co-branded bundle Raiz card in your wallet. So you can show that off.
You can just use it like tap and go, like you would Apple Pay or what's the other one? Google Pay.
Google Pay, yep.
Yeah, exactly like that.
And I guess down the line, we want to integrate it more and more so that your notifications are more and more real time. So when we're talking earlier about going in store and shopping at one brand, and then we can target the customer with another brand, this will make it even more instant because we've got the bundle data feeding directly into us. And also with the Raiz Rewards offline and online, down the line we want to make it easier and easier for people who do use the card to get maybe extra benefits or more availability.
Is that where things are going? So have you seen large adoption from the Raiz database, or is it still in early days? Have you guys been talking about it much, or what's the adoption?
It's still early days.
Yeah,
We
early days.
took a long time to roll it out. Just wanted to make sure it was all all ready to go. There was lots of beta testing. It has been fully launched now, and there's a take up, but it's not massive. And I guess it's not really we don't really try and cross sell or push out products too much. Just if it's just there as an option. But yeah, it's there, and it's we're going to be integrating it more and more in the future.
Exciting times. I like it, definitely. Are you guys okay with the sauce? Because that was really hot.
No,
I'm
my mouth is literally getting hotter.
Yet.
My mouth is getting hotter just sitting here.
Yeah, same. That's a slow builder, that one.
Yeah, it is.
Ditto.
Oh, I need to not touch my.
I haven't had a sip yet.
I know, I did, yeah. You were talking and I was like, I can't interrupt you, I just got to sit.
I think talking was helping.
I'm trying to preserve it because I know this last one's probably going to ruin me.
You've got your insurance.
Yeah, I actually
got back up.
brought the milk from the kitchen just in case.
Yeah, I don't know if my health insurance covers this, but
yeah.
We'll see. Okay, so the last question before we go into the Q&A. Anyone who's watching, any questions, www.sly.do. Conference password is Hot Seat Raiz, all one word. Raiz is obviously spelled R-A-I-Z. So please submit your questions. Question 5, guys, a round off of random questions, kind of like would you rathers. It's going to be more quick fire, fun questions. So this or that. And then we'll go to the Q&A. Sorry, I'm struggling.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's okay.
This one is really. Okay.
That was a silly amount. That was silly.
Okay. I think I might need a new one.
This last one's like a paste.
Yeah.
This one's
That's when you know
big
it's
as.
Okay.
Yeah, I put too much anyway.
I'm going to stay moderate. I'll wait for you guys to take a bite first. I'll probably take a bite at the same time as well. All right, quick 5 questions. Winter or summer?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Winter or summer?
Oh.
Winter or summer?
Yeah, what would you prefer?
Summer.
Summer. Jess?
Summer.
I used to be a winter man. Oh my god, I used to be a winter man. But summer, for sure. I did hit my bone.
Oh, I finally swallowed that. Oh! It's literally like, that is really hot!
Alright, Jess is tapping out.
But at least I did all of them. I survived all of them. Oh, that's like on another level. My mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Burgers or pizza?
Burgers or pizza? Burgers. Yeah, because you got more. I guess you wouldn't have more bread. Burgers are better.
I think pizza.
Mm.
I don't have a reason. It's just, oh my mouth.
Would you rather listen?
So bad.
Would you rather listen to Morgan Freeman talk or David Attenborough?
Morgan.
David. I'm a
Really?
yeah, big planet Earth guy. So
Same. How come Morgan? He's more chilled.
Yeah. I feel like he'd just be like, hey, Jess.
David's very good.
Oh, wow.
It's really hot. Sydney or Melbourne?
Really hot.
Would you rather be in Sydney or Melbourne?
Sydney. Sorry, Melbourne. I mean, especially right now, but just in general.
Definitely Sydney.
Yeah, sorry to everyone.
About the whole Sydney-Melbourne debate is if you ask anyone from Sydney, do you like Melbourne? Do you like the people there? It's always like, yeah, Melbourne's great. Love going to Melbourne, love Melbourne. If you ask Melbourne people, do you like Sydney? They're like, no, Sydney sucks. Everyone's got such an opinion on it. You're like, we're very amicable. I don't know where that comes from.
Sorry, everyone from Melbourne on the line. That leads me on to NRL or AFL?
AFL.
NRL.
Oh, really? AFL?
Yeah. Big Swanee supporter. Who do you go for in NRL?
Eels, who are actually going all right for once.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Yeah, I keep up with NRL. AFL is just weird. It's like a cricket pitch, and everyone's chasing the rugby ball around, and the posts look like the posts out of Quidditch in Harry Potter. I just don't get it.
It is. I think it's one of those things that if you don't really get it, it's like, what am I watching? It's kind of confusing, but
it looks like absolute chaos.
Yeah, it's good though.
Okay, would you rather go back in time and meet your ancestors, or would you rather travel forward in time and meet your grandchildren?
That's a really good question.
That is a great question. My mouth is on fire. It's actually on fire. That last one.
I'll go. I'll go ancestors. The future could be too scary. I don't know. Ancestors
I think I'd probably want to meet great grandchildren.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a daughter, so I'm like, I'd want to meet my daughter's kids.
Yeah, maybe that changes things.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know where else, so ancestors for me.
How about living without a phone for a week or living without the internet?
Neither.
No, you got to choose one. You got to choose one.
Yeah, I will choose. I don't know. Maybe
living without the phone. I hate the phone. I hate people always contacting me.
I love the phone, so probably. But then I love my phone for the internet, so it doesn't really work. Maybe without phone, just to see if I could survive.
I'll go without a phone for a week for sure.
Yeah.
But would you guys invest $1 million into a tech company, or would you invest $1 million right now into Bitcoin?
Tech companies or Bitcoin?
I don't know. Maybe
tempting either way.
Yeah.
Probably tech companies.
Do you feel like tech companies are less risky?
I think if you just do like a NASDAQ index overall, probably be less risk. But
see, then I'd probably maybe go Bitcoin because, like, I mean, if I had $1 million to spend, why not?
Jess likes to roll the dice. Very good.
Fair enough. We have some questions that have come through. We do have some time to take some questions.
Just pour some milk. I'm like dying.
I'll have some more.
If you want to have more hot sauce, feel free. First one's actually for you, Harrison. We have a few mustache enthusiasts on the call. Is your current facial fashion a regular look, or is this what they call a quarantash?
A quarantash. I've never heard that.
That's cool.
That is so good. Quarantash. Yeah. Mine is not a quarantash. Mine was a pre-COVID tash. I had it for a long time, and then I think I shaved it once, like 2.5 years ago or something, and I just looked so young and baby-like. I just was like, it's staying on me until, I don't know, maybe forever.
Okay, so it's not a quarantash. It's a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah, I think if you suit a mo, you suit a mo. Thanks for all my fans out there.
Yeah. Your stash now has fans. Another question here. Just to clarify before I ask the question, are you guys currently at 400,000 members for Raiz? How many active members do you guys have? Or how many members against active members?
Yeah, so 220,000 monthly active users.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've hit like over 800,000 signups at the moment. So yeah.
So that's how many email addresses we have. Whether those people are just never got through the funnel or they kind of churned and they left the app. But yeah, overall, over a 4.5, 5-year period, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So what do you, as a business right now, what are you guys doing to, obviously in a time where people are looking to save money and time and they're browsing more content, what kind of customer acquisition strategies are you guys using to help grow that database further in 2020 and into 2021?
So a lot of what you'd call growth hacking. I mean, because we've got 220,000 active members and then we have a larger email base, Australia's not that big. So to have 400,000 plus emails, it's really not, and also the push notifications and the SMS and everything, it's not impossible to use the people we've already got at a very good price, obviously, and just promote via sharing with your friends and that sort of thing. And we also do spend on social media, Facebook and Instagram and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just something as well, because we were talking about Bitcoin before. We actually just launched another portfolio. So we originally had 6. We now just launched a 7th one called Sapphire. So that now holds part in Bitcoin as well. So that's opened up, a whole new option for people that want to invest in that. So I hope that, it's still very, very new, but that should also help out with customer acquisition for people that have maybe wanted to invest in Bitcoin, but don't even know where to begin or don't have a lot of money to invest in it. So I think just in general, us constantly listening to what our customers want and introducing these features itself sort of then helps our current customers use it and then sort of just brag about us to their friends. I hear every time I tell someone where I work, they're they either tell me that they use it or they say, oh yeah, my friend told me about that, every single time. So word of mouth has been very, very awesome for us.
Yeah, and we've got great developers and stuff. So it's just said, if we have customers who want something, if enough of them want it, it'll just happen.
Probably happen, yeah.
And your current database, just remind us of the demographics, like the male-female split and your average age. Are they more male skewed?
Yes, unfortunately, but
yeah, I mean, it started a lot higher with men when we first started, and we've been slowly bringing it down.
Yeah, I think it's probably about a 60-40 split the last time I checked, which is good. I mean, stereotypically, finance and males have just gone together, but it's good that a lot more females have joined the bandwagon, but also. Traditionally, an affiliate, a lot of publishers are female skewed. So if brands do want to get in front of more males, we've got a lot of them as well. So it's bittersweet. But yeah, and then in terms of age, I think it's 40% sit within the 25 to 34 age bracket.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess I'd say millennials are kind of our sweet spot, which is really exciting, if you want to get in front of sort of younger demographic. Because it's really cool for people that, even just from the investing side of things, you can invest for as little as $5. So it's really unheard of in the industry and it's so accessible now from your pocket. Yeah. So,
cool. So it's going to be an education piece, isn't it? Constant education piece.
Yeah. That's pretty much our goal, really.
That's a big part of it.
I'm really passionate about this, but I feel in Australian schools, it just really lacks education on taxes, investing, saving, all that sort of stuff. And we just so we are a super fund as well. And yeah, we really just want to be sort of the pioneers and really educating, young and old, on how this stuff actually works, the important stuff. So
because it is important.
Yeah, exactly. And once you do become a Raiz customer, we send, or Harrison, who looks after marketing, sends a lot of tips and just what's going on in the market or what does this mean kind of thing. So yeah, it's really educational as well, which is cool. Yeah.
Sweet. Well, guys, we're exactly on time. We've been going for 40 minutes.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you successfully made it through a hot seat interview. So well done to both of you. Well done. Yeah. Virtual round of applause, because that was a great effort from both of you.
The mouth is still on fire, but
yeah, you can just go and give the sources to the guys in the office now. But I just want to say a huge thank you. Like, firstly, thank you for agreeing to do this, and thank you for your time on a Friday afternoon. Thank you for taking a risk on the sources, both of you. It's hugely appreciated from my end and all the viewers. So there's probably going to be more questions that come in. So anyone watching, we'll gather those questions, and most likely we're going to do another blog post in a few weeks' time and repurpose the video. So if there's any questions, please do submit to Jess and Harrison. They'll be happy to answer. And yeah, just thank you again.
No worries.
Well, you guys have a great afternoon. Enjoy, and we'll speak to you soon. And thanks everyone for tuning in.
All right, thanks guys.
See ya.
Cheers, guys.